Today's the 23rd of May, and I see frost on the roof. You see a little white patch above the red truck there. Then on this side, you can see the white on either side of the vents there. That is frost. So as we come out into the backyard, this is temperature gauge I set out here last night. It says 34 degrees. Ouch. See if we can see any frost on the plants themselves. It looks pretty frosty. For some reason, the strawberries will frost up. No, that's just a bead of water around the edge. Last time we did this, it was ice. Oh, I don't see that it looks a little white on top. But the water droplets on the corners are frozen. That's really close. Wow. The wind is not blowing this morning, and it is cool. Oh, wow. Look at the strawberry. Look how big some of these strawberries are getting. Very nice. So it's pretty common that the temperature gets down there on the last few days of May after a rainstorm, and it's been raining just incessantly for 4 and 5 days, 6 days. It's been really rainy, and there's not a cloud in the sky today. So last night the temperature drops, and if it didn't frost some people's gardens, that would be fortunate. The grapes look okay. 34 degrees. Wow, that is so close. Nope, I don't think we were affected. It's 7 a.m., so we're past the point of lowest temperature. One more look at the strawberries. That's white, but it's not, it's just water. No, I don't see any frost. In past years, around the 25th of May, we get this little drop in temperature after the rainstorms, and it definitely frosts. It'll set the grapes way back. If your tomatoes are out, if your peppers are out and the tomatoes are out, they don't fare well unless they're covered. So this year proved that that can get really close, that it can happen. Last time we checked, on a cool night like this, the top of these garbage bins out in the yard were frosty, and today they aren't. I think we're safe. So good to see. Wow. One more check of this temperature on the thermometer. We're up to 35.2, so it could have gotten a little lower since the sun's coming up. You can see the sun on my hand. Sun's coming up over the tree and the temperature is moving up fairly quickly, but so close. Wow. The temperature at the airport is 39 degrees, according to weather.com. At our house, 34. Five degrees difference. And we've tested this thermometer. This thermometer I have out in the yard is one I use around the yard. I use it at work, and at work we test temperature and humidity at the same time. And we've tested that thermometer to be sure that it's very close to what reads is what it should be. So we have two of them, and they both test the same, and they both test with other dependable equipment. So it's a pretty dependable thermometer. All right, later on today we can see if there was any nipping of the grape leaves, because after the sun comes out and warms things up, they will show if there was. Same with the tomatoes. I don't have any large leaf squash, pumpkins, watermelon, anything like that. I don't have anything like that planted out in the yard yet, so we can't use that as a gauge. But I do have tomatoes. Our entire tomato row is planted here, and another row here. And all of our peppers are planted. And so nothing was covered last night, and yet I think we'll be just fine. We have a little sun scalding. Some of these plants weren't quite as hardened off as they should have been. So there will be a little whitening on the leaves. You can see some sun scalding there. Some stress from transplanting and so on. Yeah. There's another one. Some sun scalding. They'll pull out of it. I noticed some of the plants that came out of the greenhouse hardened off a little more quickly than others. So some varieties might be different. Some varieties scald a little easier in their leaves. In our area, there's a butte up near the ski resort, and the saying is that you don't plant your garden until the snow is off of that butte. Well, the snow's been off the butte for a while, but I'll bet there's a little snow on there this morning because there was a rainstorm last night that sat on the butte, just like Mount Sinai. Just rained and rained and rained. Looked like Moses was up on the mountain. And I'll have to get out where I can see it, because we can't see it from here through the trees, but I'll get over there and see if there's snow on the mountain. My hand is actually getting pretty cold. 35 degrees holding the camera. It is coolish out here this morning. You saw the frost on the rooftops. I can see frost across the way here. So apparently it didn't get down quite low enough to touch the garden. You can see in the house next to the fence here, there is frost beyond the sun line. There at the roof vents, it's white. Pretty wild. And if we can make it through today, then we've made it. Next week we're supposed to see 90-degree temperatures, and then into June we'll be just fine.